So this is our chapter 3, coordinate geometry. You might have heard about, have you heard about this? You might have heard about the word geometry, obviously, but have anyone heard about coordinate geometry?
No, sir.
Okay, no problem at all. Actually, this chapter is a easy chapter for you. And but still it will give it, you will get questions from this is you will get questions like 4-mark questions you will get from this chapter alone. Okay, for your first term exam you will get alone, you will get 4-mark question from this chapter alone. So keep that importance to this chapter. And moreover, these are the basics, because once you go to class 10 you will have the higher level. So if you are not familiar with the basics, then you may find it difficult. Don't worry about it. Is actually an easy chapter, just drawing graphs and marking points like that, points only. Okay, so let us start.
Sir,
Yes.
so this chapter is also in exam. Will come in
No,
exams.
not for our tomorrow's exam. No.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So you are given, you can see this picture, figure 3.1. Okay, you can see that this is actually a street described in east-west direction. This is denoted by east and west. Okay, and say suppose you want to go to your friend's house. We know that there are how many streets there? 8 streets are there. And suppose you want to go to your friend's house, but you know that your friend lives in one of these streets, not sure about or which house number. Okay, so but suppose you are given an information from by another friend that your friend lives on street 1. Suppose that is this street. Suppose, okay. Then my question is, can you exactly point out in which house number does your friend lives?
4.
I can't hear you.
4.
Street
How
number
can you say?
7.
Don't no
the
don't look into other street. I am saying about exactly street number 1. You are given an information that your friend lives on street 1. Suppose my question is, can you point out in which house number, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 houses are there, in which house your friend lives?
House number 4.
How can you say that your friend lives on house number 4? Why
Because it
can't he
also
live?
question. Because it also given in the question.
No, that is in street 7. I'm telling about street 1 only. See, your friend can live in house number 1 or house number 2 or house number 3 or house number 4 or house number 5. You can't say your friend lives exactly in which house unless you are given information that your friend lives exactly in, say, suppose he lives in house number 5 in of street 1. Similarly, suppose if you are given an information that your friend lives on house number 2, but there is no mention about which street your friend lives. Suppose, can you then, if so, or the only given information is that your friend lives on house number 5. If so, can you point out in which street your friend lives?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Obviously no, because your friend can live on street 1 or street 2 or street 3 or any street. So if you want to exactly point out in which house number and exactly point out your friend's location, you must be given two informations. Okay. In this case, the first information is street number. Street number should be given to you. Then what should be given? House number.
House number.
Yes, house number. So with the help of these two informations, then you can say that your friend lives exactly on which house number exactly. Now let us do an example. See here, you have already seen that. Look here, street 7. Consider street 7. There is a point P given to you. You can say that your friend named P or Pragati, suppose. Your friend's name is Pragati and he lives on street 7, suppose, on house 4. Then we can easily go to his house either by coming here and go to this street and directly join his house. Clear? Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If so, I am asking you a question. Can you point out your friend whose name is Hari is denoted by the number H, and you want to go to his house? How will you say his name? I mean, not say name. How will you point out his house number and street number? It is given in this figure. Can you say? You can search for the keyword H.
Street 2, house number 5.
Street 2, house number 5. Very good. That's how we can say that your friend Hari lives on street 2, house number 5. Okay. So we can go to his house like this. We go through here and then we go to his house number 5. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these were all just examples. Okay. And that's all. Now, suppose another point is given to you. You have to take a piece of paper. If you were in school, I could have make you drawn like this. We could have done this activity really. Okay. Say you have to take a paper and mark a dot. So suppose you can consider it is being the point is here. Say if I am asking any of you, say suppose let me say one name, Jayati.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will ask you one question. You just say what you know. Simple question. Can you describe the position of this dot in this paper? How will you say to me that where is this dot situated in this paper? Don't look into the next figure. Okay, just look at the figure A only.
In the vertically 9 centimeter.
No, that's why I exactly told you. Don't look into this figure. Okay, this is for the next section, not now. You are not given any information. Only the point
Yeah.
is given to you.
In the middle of upper side.
Yes, exactly. Unless you are given an exact information, you will say that it is in the middle or upper middle, or you may say that left side of the paper, like that. Okay, very good. But can this information exactly point out where is your point located? In the upper portion, you just said in the upper portion the dot is there, or in the almost the middle. So this can also be a point, this can also be a point, this can also be a point, or this one, or this one. All these are points. So how we will exactly point out which is this point? Say, suppose you are given an information that this point, now look into the next figure B. You are given information that this point is 5 centimeter away from the left edge of the paper. You are given one information. Okay? Clear? Then you can say that your point is here. But is this information alone necessary? Is this one information can get you exactly what is the location of this point? I will say no, because this is a suppose. Consider this point. I have marked in red line. See, all these points are 5 centimeter away from the left edge. Look here. Look. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how will we exactly point out our this dot? In order to do so, we need, as I told, as we have seen in the earlier section, we need two information. Okay, now we have just got only one information that the point lies only 5 centimeter away from the left edge. But you need an additional information, and now I am going to give it to you that the point, our dotted point, is 9 centimeter on the upper hand of bottom. Okay, now you can say that you can point out exactly where our point is, or you can see earlier your friend said that it is on the upper half, okay, or in the middle portion. Now she can say exactly where is your point. You can say that the point is 5 centimeter away from the left edge as well as 9 centimeter away from the bottom. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Keep all these examples in your mind, because exactly these questions are being asked in your exercise as well. So remember all this. There is no difficulty given in that exercise. The same question with what? The numbers are just changed. Instead of 5 and 9, some other numbers are given. And instead of this street number and another street number is given. That's the only difference. Okay. So now what we have seen? We have seen that in our, we have learned to describe a point exactly on a paper. Now we shall see this, read this one. Okay. Suppose you put a dot on a sheet of paper like this. If we ask to tell us the position on the dot of the paper, how will you do this? As I have told you. Perhaps you will try in some such manner. Your friend exactly said the dot is in the upper half of the paper, or it is near the left edge of the paper, or it is very near to the left hand upper corner of the street. Okay. But as we have seen, do any of these statements fix the position of the dot precisely? No, because it could be anywhere. As I have shown you many points, it could be anywhere. But if you say the dot is 5 centimeter away from the left edge of the paper, then we get some information as I have shown you, but still there are some possibilities of dots considering here also. So we can't exactly point out that. Now we are doing a little thought might enable you to say that the dot is also at a distance of 9 centimeter above the bottom line. Now we know exactly where the dot is. Are you clear? How we are describing a point
Yes,
in, on a paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubt? Because we are moving to next area, not area, next example. Anyone have any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
So now, in order to describe this dot, we fixed the position of the dot by specifying its distances from two fixed lines. See, we want to describe the position of our dot. In order to do so, we have said what we have said. The point is 5 centimeter away from the left edge of the plane, which means we have fixed one point, or one line is fixed actually. Look here, this line is fixed. Clear? As I have told you, the point is 5 centimeter away from the left edge. Clear? So one line is fixed. Now another information is that, what is that? Look at, I am highlighting. The dot is also at a distance of 9 centimeter above the bottom line. Again, I remind you, above the bottom line, which means we have fixed another line also. So that's what is said in this section. We fixed the position of the dot by specifying its distances from two fixed lines. Which are those fixed lines? The left edge of the paper and the bottom line of the paper. In other words, what we can say, as we have seen in our earlier section, see, we need exactly two informations to point exactly where a point or your friend's house lies on. We need two independent informations for finding the position of the dot. That is what actually we want to convey to you. You have to learn. In order to mark a point in a paper, you need two independent informations. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Okay. Keep this in your
Yes,
mind,
sir.
because this is the this is the building block of this coordinate geometry. Okay, building block, that much important. Simple information, but it is like a building block of a building itself. We are going to build. If you want a strong house, then your foundation should be strong. Okay, here we are laying your foundation, so pay attention very carefully. Now we are doing another activity. This could have been done in our class in a very interesting manner. Okay, but since we cannot open our schools, we are doing it in the online manner. See, we are doing an activity, seating plan. It is being denoted as seating plan. Now see, we are going to push all our desks together, and each of this desk is denoted by a square. Okay, you have to imagine. I will show the picture afterwards, don't worry. In each square, write the name of the student occupying the desk. Okay, then which the square represents. Now the position of each student in the classroom is described precisely by two independent information. As we have seen in the earlier section, we need exactly two informations to point out the position. See, here also we need two information. Like that, we are giving two informations like this. the column in which he or she sits, the row in which he or she sits. So you are given two information. Now that is, which means this manner. Okay. Which means there are 1, 2, 3, 10 columns are there and 7 rows are there. Each of these square represents your desk. Okay. Now I am saying, suppose one of your friend sits on this area. I am marking it. Okay. And just see, your friend sits on this marked area. Suppose, how will you describe his or her position? Anyone say that? Can anyone exactly say his position? Where is he, your friend, sitting? Exactly.
In the fifth column or fourth in the third row.
Yes, very good. You have to describe his position as your friend sits on fifth column. I'm using shortcuts, okay. Fifth column and third row. Okay, that's how you may describe where your friend sits. Similarly, suppose your friend Sonia sits here. Okay, then what is her position?
In the fourth row.
How will you say?
Column in the first row.
Fourth column, first row. I remind you, don't tell first row, fourth column. Okay.
Four
Which
by
means,
one.
fourth column, first row. I'm saying that don't tell that one row, first row and fourth column. It is wrong. It is wrong. Don't write or understand in that way. Anyone who is trying to understand in that manner, change it to fourth column, first row. Okay. Are you all clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. Now we have, in the discussion we just had, we can see that the position of any object lying in a plane can be represented with the help of two perpendicular lines. Again, another building block. Keep this in your mind. This is very important. This point. With the help of two perpendicular lines. This is very important. You will learn why this is very important in the next sections. Okay. So in the case of dot that we have seen that example, we require distance of the dot from the bottom line as well as the distance of the dot from the left edge of the paper. See here, as I have drawn to you, see, we had to give two information from the left edge as well as from the bottom edge. Now, in case of seating plan, we require the number of column and that of the row. See, only if you are given two information, the number of column as well as the number of row, then only you can say that where your friend sits. Okay. Clear? Are you all clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, 1 second. Okay, so now see that you are given this simple idea as for reaching consequences and has given rise to a very important branch of mathematics known as coordinate geometry. This was your introduction. In this chapter, we aim to introduce some basic concepts of coordinate geometry. No further or difficult portions is discussed in this chapter. This is a very easy chapter for you actually. Okay, just they are just basic concepts. You will study more in the higher classes. And one more additional information as for your knowledge. This study was initially developed by the French philosopher and mathematician René Descartes. The letter S is silent. René Descartes. We are reading his name as like, see, this is the scientist behind this. And see his picture. Okay, remember his face. Okay, because for your mathematics quiz or like that, you may get questions by showing who is this scientist like that. And I'll show you. René Descartes, he was a great French mathematician of the 17th century. He liked to lie in bed and think. As we have seen that this is the mathematician who contributed much to the coordinate geometry. He always liked to lie in a bed. We know that when we lie in a bed, we are facing on upward. Okay, we are seeing our room top like that. Okay, so one day when he was lying in his bed, he had seen a fly which is resting one place. So he began to think how we will describe the fly's position. As we have seen, we can say that the fly is in the lower bottom half or in the upper bottom, or in the upper portion, or in the left half, or in the right half, or in the middle. But how will we exactly locate the position of the fly? He began to think. And that thinking process resulted in the development of our branch in mathematics, coordinate geometry. Okay, so that is why in remembrance or in respect for him, we are giving this the system used for describing the position of a point in a plane is also known as Cartesian system. In his honor, we are giving this name Cartesian system. Okay, and you are given 2 exercises. Don't worry. The first exercise is you are given a question like that. How will you describe the position of the table lamp in your to your friend? As we have seen, how will we describe the position of a dot in a paper? Like that, you can say that. Okay, in that manner, go through that manner, and you can easily solve it. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And okay, very good. And in the second exercise, you are given exactly this type of a street is given to you, and some questions are asked to you. Nothing more. You can easily do that. Okay. So any doubt regarding our introduction class about the coordinate geometry? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Is this
No doubt.
chapter interesting to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And one more thing, yes, and one more thing, this chapter will be very useful to you once you are dealing with the physics. Okay, I remind you, because in physics you will have the graph and many things. For many of that, in many of understanding many concepts in physics, you will need this chapter. The informations you are getting from this chapter, you will need this one. Okay, so keep that point also in mind. So if there is no doubt, I can end the class. No doubt. And one more thing, I remind you.
sir, can I ask a question?
Sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, yes.
Sir, not related in the today class, I have to ask a question. Sir, in the previous yesterday, CBSE launched new syllabus. So we are following that syllabus, or that's you know that syllabus.
I don't understand.
Sir, CBSE